The Ford-class aircraft carrier program represents a bold vision for the United States Navy. These colossal warships are designed to replace the aging Nimitz-class carriers. They boast cutting-edge technology like the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, or EMALS. However, the program's future is uncertain. A debate rages over its cost, its technical challenges, and its strategic relevance in a rapidly changing world. The sheer scale of these vessels is awe-inspiring, yet their immense size also makes them targets. As technology advances at an unprecedented pace, some argue that these behemoths of the sea might already be outmoded. Can they adapt to the threats of the 21st century, or are they destined to become relics of a bygone era? The arguments against the Ford-class program are numerous and compelling. Critics point to the astronomical costs, technical difficulties, and the emergence of new, more sophisticated threats. They argue that the vast sums of money poured into these supercarriers could be better spent elsewhere. This debate goes beyond mere budgetary concerns. It's about the future of American naval power and its role in an increasingly volatile world. The decisions made today will have far-reaching consequences for decades to come. The most pressing concern for many is the sheer cost of the Ford-class program. Each ship carries a price tag that runs into the billions. The USS Gerald R. Ford, the first of its class, has been plagued by cost overruns and technical problems. These issues have only fueled the arguments of those who believe that the program is simply not worth the investment. Proponents of the program argue that these costs are justified. They point to the unique capabilities of these carriers and their crucial role in projecting American power across the globe. They argue that the ability to operate anywhere in the world, independent of foreign bases, is invaluable. However, critics counter that there are more cost-effective ways to achieve these strategic objectives. Investing in advanced submarines, unmanned vehicles, and hypersonic missiles, they argue, would provide a greater return on investment. These technologies, they claim, are more suited to the challenges of modern warfare. The debate over the Ford class boils down to a fundamental question of priorities. In an era of tight budgets and evolving threats, is it prudent to continue investing such vast sums in these supercarriers? Or are there more pressing demands on the nation's resources? The strategic landscape is changing at an alarming rate. The rise of China and the resurgence of Russia pose significant challenges to American naval dominance. These nations are developing advanced anti-ship missiles and other technologies designed to counter the threat posed by aircraft carriers. The vulnerability of these carriers to such threats is a major concern. Even with their sophisticated defenses, a well-coordinated attack could cripple or even sink a carrier. The consequences of such an event would be catastrophic, both in terms of human life and strategic implications. Proponents of the Ford class argue that these carriers are not sitting ducks. They point to their advanced technologies, such as emails and improved radar systems. They also highlight the carrier's role as part of a larger carrier strike group, which includes destroyers, cruisers, and submarines that provide layered defense. However, the question remains, can these defenses keep pace with the rapid evolution of anti-ship technologies? The effectiveness of these carriers in future conflicts against technologically advanced adversaries is a subject of intense debate. The future of the Ford-class program hangs in the balance. The debate is complex, with compelling arguments on both sides. On one hand, the potential budgetary savings and the evolving nature of warfare raise serious questions about the program's viability. On the other hand, the historical significance of aircraft carriers, their symbolic value and their unique capabilities cannot be easily dismissed. The ability to project power globally and respond to crises around the world remains a cornerstone of American foreign policy. Ultimately, the decision of whether to continue or curtail the Ford-class program rests on a delicate balancing act. Policymakers must weigh the significant costs against the potential benefits, taking into account the evolving strategic landscape and the long-term implications for American naval power.